Hi everyone. We are OLAF, right? A lot of us have 5-year-olds, and we're just infected here. So I'm going to show a quick video to get a point across, and then we'll talk about what we think is the future of education in engineering. So thanks for watching that. The point here is that our group really centered around the fact that we think students at all levels, right? So whether they're freshmen or seniors, don't have enough hands-on experiences. We've been hearing a lot about this. In various contexts, whether or not we teach design early or later, this has come up a lot. And while we all came at this from different perspectives, a key thing that came up again and again was that labs as they exist currently, or as we had them as students ourselves, were too demonstratory and not enough doing and breaking and failing and then recovering. And the idea was how do we get past this? And it turns out that this is a slide from Inez's poster. The Arduino is a great tool, and we're using the Arduino as an example. There are many different types of tools one can use. So the three biggest ideas that we would like to share with you and get your feedback on is the use of open source lab hardware and software. We think is both fun and fundamental. We think that it's a way of basically giving students toolkits that they can work on both at home and in the lab. They can bring the lab home and then come back to an actual laboratory to do experiments and do debugging with TAs and professors. You're no longer limited to 3 to 6 hours that are very rushed and people are distracted. Some of us are already doing this, some of us really want to be doing this. The idea is that you can enable different learning modalities, passive, adaptive, and intuitive. They can learn at their own pace, and home could be both the dorm. I used to teach at the City College of New York, and that means home could be really, really home, right? So this is something that could apply to many different contexts. We didn't talk about this so much, but it could also apply to MOOCs. And finally, And we didn't talk about professional development, but it seems that this is really quite important there. Accepting failure and learning from mistakes, and embracing open-ended problems, right? Because in standard semester-long courses, we're not allowed to do that. We've talked a lot in this session or in this meeting about getting to one answer. So how do you get past that? And if they can take the entire lab home with them, and when they're done with the course, what else can I do with this? So we think that just answering the questions we were given by the moderators, we think this really lowers the barriers for individualized learning. These aren't just tools for electrical engineering, they're tools for everyone. We can emphasize real-world problems. Obviously, saving a snowman is not a real-world problem, although it might be if you have a 5-year-old. The idea is to enhance tool development itself within engineering. The idea that you have to make your own tools to test your own phenomena or test critical phenomena. What do we want to do? A lot of it's already out there. We want to codify it a bit more and create a bit more of an academic community. There are really great communities around open source hardware now. They're conferences, and it's mostly within the worlds of art and new media and startups. There's a place where academics can go and add more. We can leverage existing examples. And what's great about this type of community is that if we can demonstrate relatively small volumes, say like 100 to 1,000 kits could be sold, we could go to places like SparkFront and Adafruit, I don't know if you guys know about this, where you can, they will build it for you and they will kit it out at cost plus 40%. I mean, they have this very clear, very nice business model. So there's been some concern, which is absolutely correct, about how you keep this going, how you make this sustainable, how you get this going. And a lot of it's already there, and we would just add to it. We're not reinventing the wheel, we're just making it more of a kit out. And at a cost that comes in significantly lower than, say, Pasco, not to name names. So what's the elevator pitch? The beauty here is that and we're not even talking about disrupting textbooks. Someone should do that, but that's not us. But the point is that for something that's cheaper than a textbook, we can give a full Linux computer with a microcontroller with enough storage to put a PDF of the textbook on it, right? So we can give an entire kit that has the tutorials built in. These things basically exist for artists and hackers, and all we have to do is take the examples that we talk about. And I was talking with Chad Lira yesterday about how I've already done this with the examples of his book, and codify them, give examples, and you can hand it out for like $50 a pop. It's just incredible. So we really do think it can transform engineering education. It's already happening, and the FOEE can accelerate it. It impacts all disciplines. We all agree that it has to grow beyond electrical engineering. And just to drive this point home, this is all modular. It's inexpensive, adaptive, and flexible. The instructor and the student can choose their own levels of abstraction. So you want to build your own oscilloscope from scratch with your own op-amps, that's great. Or you can just buy an op-amp module, or you can do something in between. And you can do this all for less than the price of a textbook. Not even per lab, but for all the labs. That's what's sort of amazing about this. So would love any questions. And I'm just the talking head here. These guys did all the work. Thanks.